you know, it's the peak to trough of the pipe where, you know, we expect to get, you know, 10 gigabytes a second of price data, and then all of a sudden more, you know, how many gigabits a second comes out from ICE and NASDAQ and Opera, and the pipe's never seen it. Did some tests on some European stocks and Japanese stocks this week, but we should use Akamai and other CDNs. We're not yet in CDN state, but we will. If we have, it's kind of weird. So you have, sort of show you the problem in a lot of ways. So here's a map of the US. And then here's, I'll just sort of writing letters. This is Godel. What's Amazon's color? They're kind of this color, right? Amazon's here in Virginia. ICE and NASDAQ are here. CBOE is here. I think Opera is here, but they get data from everywhere. I swear I'm not trying to write a dirty word here. I can't see you guys, but okay. So that's the map. And those are a few of the data vendors. So imagine you're a user here. Let's say you're a user here. Okay. So now, where's our signal? Maybe our signal is here. Okay. So you are here. Let me see how this works. You ask Amazon, like, dude, I'm telling you, you talk too much. And if you keep talking too much, you're going to get banned. You say, please don't ban me. You keep talking, in fact, more than before. So I ban you. And then you come to YouTube talking too much. Like, you must have had some adjustment disorder, like we're in school where the principal tells you X and you say, no, I'm not going to do X. Well, cool, but you know, you're not going to go to this school. Nobody wants to hear you yet, man. No, it's not about it. The point is that the professional community we're trying to create doesn't want to hear it from guys that don't have any capital. I think he said he had like 10 grand in the market or something. And it's like, dude, nobody wants to hear your opinion. You think a bunch of hedge fund PMs want to hear from a guy with 1 year of experience that might even be on like a student subscription or something? Come on, I gotta make a good product for everyone, Max. Right? So if I'm catering to him, I'm hurting my big money customers, and they are telling me, I'll pay you more money, just ban guys like him. I don't want guys like him. I'm willing you to double the price of the subscription just to drive him out. And I've said many times, if you want to say something intelligent and well thought out, feel free to. But if you're just going to say, I think market's going to go up, or some non sequitur, nobody wants to hear that. Okay, so you ping Amazon. Can you not mute people? Oh, let me see. Can I not mute people? Can you not mute people? Put user in timeout 5 minutes. There you go. Let me see if I can not do that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. That's not a bad idea, Matt. Something like that. I was actually going to do this thing where if you contribute positively, because we're going to make a lot of different ways you can create content in Godel. So chat is one, but also like a message board or like long form content, and also your own trades. So if you contribute content, you get paid. It cuts against your bill. And then if it cuts so much you're positive, you actually get paid as a content creator. So that's what I wanted to do. But like, obviously for someone like Vinay, man, you should get debited. I don't know how the guy is elitist. Like, he's not a professional investor. Like, if you're a professional investor and you're like, listen, man, I work at this fund, I'm letting you say whatever you want because you have at least the credentials, you know? And people want to hear from people with credentials because they can't normally hear from them always. And people who are credentialed want to hear from other people who are credentialed. Now, you might not be credentialed, but if you say something really smart, people might like that anyway. And they might say, you know what, you should really be credentialed. And you might say, oh, okay, well, I'll take a job. Or you might say, you know what, I'm retired, I was credentialed. Or something. You know, it's a system. But if you're a nobody with no capital and you're in a community of somebodies or people who want to be somebodies, they don't want to hear your nobody garbage. I got my Wall Street Bets credentials, been posting on Wall Street Bets since the start. I'm an ape. I got ape experience. You know how many apes I've lost? Dude, listen, Victor, I don't have a problem with anybody else in the chat. I've been 2 people. One was talking Nazi stuff. All right? So watch it, Victor. You're barking up the wrong tree, pal. I have a job to do. I have to make sure that people who are pros are interested in the product. And they're not going to do that if the amateurs act like idiots. I don't mind people being amateurs and throwing in their 2 cents every now and then. But a chat room of amateur traders is not a good product. You can get that on Discord. You can get that anywhere. I'm going to leverage my 20 years in the finance community to bring really interesting people on who have deep insights and are trading real size. But they don't want to talk to Vinay. Get Kanye in here, baby. We have a buy side channel, and I think that if you have like a professional at whatever email, you can get verified just to be in buy side, and you can't go to buy side unless you're a buy sider. I think some people might want that. In which case, the workaround is just create like a 𝗦𝗐𝗏.com. I'm with Vinay Capital Management, bro. What? This is kind of what Bloomberg does. Bloomberg stops you from joining Bloomberg if you're not a fund and have like they want to know about your fund these days, which is kind of crazy. Whereas in the past they're like, we'll take whatever customer we can get. Now it's like, no, we're here for like top institutions. We're not here for the little guys, including small institutions. Like Vinay Cap. I don't know if that's a good idea, Greg. Those are the guys that have the most money. Bloomberg doesn't, Bloomberg is institutions only. I got banned for Bloomberg for competing with them, and also I think I threatened to beat up one of their dudes. Yeah, it is kind of crazy, Kiska. Money is not enough anymore. Vinay is actually Bill Ackman. Dun, dun, dun. All right. User pings Amazon. Amazon web server is here, and Amazon, let's say Redis server is here. This is Godel's headquarters. I don't think we matter actually here, but NASDAQ has to hydrate Redis, as does Opera, as does ICE, as does Chicago. This is our Redis server, let's say. The Redis server, the Amazon web server pulls pub subs data or subs data from, these guys are pubbing, this guy is subbing, and we have to send it back here. So a trade that happens here has to first get to the Redis, get requested by the web server, and then get sent back here. If you requested a price, that's even worse, because now the ping has to go here, pulls from the Redis cache and goes back. And the map will tell you, like, this is like a 30 millisecond ping. Maybe more, right? What's California to New York ping? We're mostly in VA, so I don't know. So that's why having like a CDN here would not actually help, I don't think, because if the CDN is here, it's still, let's say it has a little Redis here too to power it. These guys still have to hydrate here. So you're still getting, I think, I was going to say, I think it's 90. 30 is faster than the speed of light. So California to VA, I think, is 100 milliseconds. So then that's 2 trips, right? A lot, 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏, a lot. See, most of these places just lie to you and they don't show you the real data. That's why we're kind of gonna reveal that like all the data all these sites are giving you is delayed. Yeah, if you're not in New York, I'd say, you're certainly not trading on the last tick. Well, we use Cloudflare for security. That's different from, there's a chart somewhere with, here it is. I think this is it. Yes, this is it. 200 milliseconds. Oh, okay, different. Okay, it depends on where you're going here. Let's see. 60 milliseconds, California to New York. Yeah, of course, Mac. That's why we're going to offer a colocation service. We're going to let you rent our computer in the building of the exchange. But that's coming later this year. Meters times 2 to the 10 to the 8th. No, Newton King, I'd love to read that. Is this it? I think you be careful that the market doesn't just retrace downward. Don't get FOMO. There's nothing to get FOMO about. Growth is anemic. We got to do austerity to cut down a massive debt. What are you missing out on? What's the rush to invest into what? What are we rushing to? Well, instead of having a trade war with the whole world, we only have a trade war with the second biggest country. That's not bullish. That's not good. It's certainly not a dead cat bounce. The market's up 10% in one day. Just leave the gossip alone. Like, just focus on stocks. Christ almighty. I'm trying to focus on business. This is not Reddit. It's hard to know what to do with Shopify. I mean, it's one of these stocks where simply the stock price is a reflection and will be a reflection of management's efforts. There's no edge in the financials. And a lot of stocks, that's going to be the case where you're really just buying management. And some people have an investment philosophy where they say that's every stock. Every single stock is a bet on management. And of course that's true, but sometimes you're betting on the value of the core assets, underlying core assets. My friend is a mutual fund guy. He writes, I want off this ride. Yeah, I mean, with the beta, Jules, I mean, all of my stocks went up 15% or something. So there's no reason to add unless it had some really bizarre move. This is just market confidence more than it is in anything else. I don't think the actual Chinese kind of moves matter. Now, I do think that there's this question for global supremacy and like, you know, could this move hurt China so much? I wouldn't look at it as a single day big moves make a difference. I would look at a 1 week move. On a 1 week basis, not really much of a change. I went to prison as I was charged with fraud related to both my hedge fund and a publicly traded company I started, a drug company. I was cleared of the latter and convicted of the former. I had eight counts, and I was convicted of 3. I was convicted of I guess, fraud with respect to the hedge fund. Let it be known that none of my hedge fund investors lost any money. But I think most people believe I was indicted because I was in the healthcare business and talking about making money in healthcare. Bitcoin rallied, but it's still at 83K, which is, I think caffeine makes me a little anxious, yeah. There have been a few moves like this, COVID, the emergency rate cuts in 2000, fairly extreme situations.
I haven't looked too closely at Adobe in a while. I do want to look at that. I also want to look at what my clients want to look at. So let me see what they are interested in. McDonald's, Target, Axon, Olin, Nebius, I'm a little skeptical of, Lyft, Jeffries, Hims. Corcept's holding on to its gains. SPY down 37 basis points. J&J has taken over from Novo Nordisk. So Novo's dropped from number 2 drug maker to number 4. AbbVie's number 2 now. And J&J is also bigger now. Pfizer's just barely in the top 10. I don't know if Novo's a buy. Most of the pharmas look fairly valued to me. I don't think you can replace SAP with AI. Well, if you have a ERP software, you have a ton of different older systems that have to get integrated. And it's very hard to replace ERP software. I mean, SAP makes lots of software. Enterprise resource planning applies to tons of different little things. I mean, imagine having 600 stores, thousands of SKUs, and it all has to roll up to one accounting system. What are you going to use, QuickBooks? Yeah, it's a huge ordeal to switch ERP systems. Huma is just, that guy Shark Biotech, I was explaining that at $5 or $6, this wasn't even a close call. It's not a close call at $2. It's still a good short. I'm sure the S1 has some data, Oliver. The good news about an IPO is you can't do another offering. Yeah, I like Sarepta still, yeah. I haven't changed my mind just because the stock went down. I think platinum-resistant ovarian is very hard to treat. I mean, Chegg is just a dog. It's just disappearing slowly. I don't think management's doing anything to fix it. Yeah, Corcept is a company I've known for like 20 years. It's a very, very odd company. They had mifepristone for Cushing's. They're also going for depression a long time ago, something called psychotic major depression. Very bizarre disorder. Yeah, there's nothing LBO there. Isn't that their slogan, Death to America? Isn't that what Iran that's their thing? Just be like, listen, Iran, focus on yourself, okay? Final call for drug approval goes to Pelosi. I'm sorry, final call for a drug approval goes straight to Pelosi's broker. Corcept 107. What? Huh? Approval? What? Let's look at Recursion. That's that weird kind of fake drug company. Fake AI drug company. These guys are trying real hard to be AI. Problem is drugs are drugs. Yeah, we agree with you, Dusty. It's hard to change a name. Okay, so Recursion has a CDK7. Full stack tech bio platform. Oh my God. I'm dying. 1 partial response. These are just trash targets. I've always hated this company. Like, C. difficile doesn't need new drugs, I don't think. These targets are just cruddy. Amphastar has a GLP-1? Generic or what? I think that markets will always, there's always froth in markets and there's always fear in markets. So, it comes and goes. Nothing wrong with booking a gain. I mean, imagine they present results of the drug and there's something squirrely about it. Godel's already better than Robinhood. But yeah, competing on the transaction side, I think is a little tricky, but for the data and analytics side, I mean, Robinhood's pretty terrible. RXRX looks like a 0. We don't have any transactions. We don't do any trading. You're not trying very hard. I mean, when your competition is Thinkorswim, there's a lot of opportunities for Godel. It's a big part of it is just knowing which ones to do first. If you do the right order, you can do really well. If you do it wrong, you could go bankrupt. So I don't think any professionals use Thinkorswim. I've never used Webull, so I really don't know. Can't say much about it. I'm not short it, but it looks like a 0. There's not one drug there, right? Looks interesting to me. Vertex has a potential small molecule for Huntington's. That's a big deal. Yeah, they're kind of all the same logo. All the cystic fibrosis drugs. That's less Thinkorswim. That's more just the borrow desk at Schwab, right? I mean, I think almost all professionals use Bloomberg, CapitalIQ, Refinitiv, FactSet. I'd say in that order, probably. I think we'll be a lot like other systems where, if you want real-time quotes, you have to subscribe to them. The exchanges are pretty strict. Certain exchanges are pretty strict about what prices they'll let you show to users. I think we'll have access to all of them, but if you want all the real-time prices, your bill will probably have to go up because just the bill alone for 10 exchanges is more than what we charge per month. So we kind of can't eat that. So what most places do is they let you subscribe to real time with one click, but your bill will go up. Interactive charges you for quotes too, but if you trade enough, the quote fees get waived. I don't think the CapitalIQ you get with your university is the same CapitalIQ that Wall Streeters get. I checked that on MIT's CapitalIQ. I think it might be the same actually. I don't know what the latest CapitalIQ system is. It looks so terrible. I don't know if the university product is the same as the corporate product. It's just like a website interface, right? It's just pretty ugly. You have to click around to kind of use it, and you have to know where everything is in every menu. It's just kind of a disaster. I saw the news. I don't know if I saw the SEC filing. Is there something special in the SEC filing? There's a press release about some new capability for optimization and the Japan Tobacco project. If you have an API that's got real-time prices, you want to use that as your pricing source so you don't pay twice. It's funny, it's kind of an issue in finance. You often will pay for prices in a lot of different venues twice. I think if a service's price gets high enough, maybe it can bundle one of the prices in for free. I think if you want to sub to all global markets, all asset classes, all real time, I'm just taking a guess here. I want to say in level 2, $300 to $500 a month. What do you guys think? If you want SIP feed and really high quality data, I think it's even more expensive, many thousands of dollars. Probably $300 to $500 a month for level 1 real time across the board. You get German and Japanese stocks on Thinkorswim? Yeah, I only see US stocks here, even though I see other. Yeah, we definitely have LLMs coming. I don't know if people want filing summarizations. That's yeah, I haven't seen any international on Thinkorswim. I'm sure that they support on Schwab international, right? They sort of have to. Yeah, German's coming very soon. We just talked to them today. But yeah, it doesn't look like you can get international stocks on Thinkorswim, which is really disappointing. It looks like they do have bonds. I'm shocked at how bad this is. Honestly, I heard good things about Thinkorswim. So this is shockingly bad. What do you like about Thinkorswim if anybody out there does like it? It seems to have good good trading tools. TradeWeb is a competitor to bond guys. Yeah, it seems like it's a decent execution platform, but only for US stocks. I guess options and maybe futures. No, if you like it, use it by all means. It's good for
entering your positions, right? Let me check out that options calculator too.
You should be able to do whatever display size you want. We try not to call too many third-party APIs. Most of the time you have like a WebSocket. You know, you do want, speed is important to us. Yeah, everyone who subscribed before, last Thursday or last Tuesday? I don't know about 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏, but I do know we're no longer locking in prices, so make sure you don't write that. I do answer DMs on Godel. The funny thing about Quantum is that they can't really factor 15 with a full Shores algorithm. A full Shores blows up, so you can't even do the full Shores algorithm. You have to do this like basically a non-quantum algorithm. You can do Shores a lot of different ways where it's like mostly classical, all quantum, mostly quantum. D-Wave is a long-term zero. Yeah, D-Wave isn't even really a quantum thing, although they say they're going to try to do gates. I don't know how they're going to catch up to even the guys that are doing gates now. By the way, if anyone has a Refinitiv subscription, send me a DM, send you some cash. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're not in a bear market yet. Soon. Soon. You work in finance? Yeah, bro. Me too, bro. No way, bro. I just got out of Humacyte, bro. Oh, you're from Michigan too. Let's go. Not a big weed fan, my friend. No way, bro. Penn State, bro. Look, I mean, I can't. There's perfectly fine people, and some of them are great investors, so don't knock it. You know, there's all walks of life on Wall Street. I'm not taking this trade T plus 75. You give me T plus 100. You got the French guy. I don't think so, Abdul. It is T plus 29. Never compromise your morals and principles for nobody. So I'm teaching my kid. ChatGPT, do all this for me? Wow! I wouldn't know anything about ChatGPT and OpenAI tools. That's just not something I'm familiar with. Never heard of those dudes. Sure, do that for me for Visa. Go back 3 years. Let me know when you're done. It'll be really easy. All you have to do is collect all the filings, attach them all, and it'll do it, right? I mean, you can't reiterate that your drug won't be pulled. I mean, that's up to the FDA, not you. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, one death in the disease where you're expected to die. That's not a surprise. Okay, let's try it. Okay, Head Honcho, are you with me? Can you jump on my Discord? You walk me through it? Maybe you can walk me through it right here. All right, so let me go to chatgpt.com, okay. Let me log in. I've got this fancy, I got 4.5, I got O1 Pro, I got O3 Mini, O3 Mini High. Which one do I do? Which one do I use? Anybody know? Come on, I want to automate my job. 1 Pro? Okay, now what? All right, 4.0. Now what do I do? Save this PDF? Big data. Okay, PDF is saved. Now what? Back to 1 Pro? I pay $200 a month for this. I better do all my work. Now what do I do? I'm stuck. Can I give you some PDFs? Using a FactSet, I wonder if somebody made some software like that would take the FactSet API and render it in like a really nice, oh my gosh, this is really good. I wonder if you can download it. Can you download this? Look at that button. Download. Excel. Oh, job done. We're up 1.5%, by the way. Okay, I don't have a way to accept attachments directly in this interface. But if you have PDFs you'd like me to work with, you could do one of the following. Okay, so this can't do PDFs. Some of the other ones. Okay, 4.0. Should we do 4.0? 4.0. Can I attach PDFs? Yeah, you can attach PDFs here. Cool. Let me go back to those PDFs. Thank you in chat, whoever figured this out, man. All right, let's go. Financial independence coming soon. All right, let's let it think. Okay, it did something. Let's see how it did. All right. We got something here. Is this what I was supposed to get? It got the numbers right. I don't know if you guys know this, but this is kind of cool. I mean, this is already done with FA on Godel. Just do Visa Equity FA is done. That's a lot more data. It's not hard to make something like that work. Okay, more accurate and detailed version. Let me know if you want to do the same format for balance sheet and cash flow. No, I don't want just the income statement. The income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow should all be on one workbook
called Model. Let's see how it did anyway. Okay, we're getting there. It's a little cringe, but no shares outstanding. We got a ways to go, boys. We got a ways to go. 5 more years. I mean, we've had this for 10 years with Bloomberg and FactSet and Godel and all that stuff. Some people use it that way, some people don't. Pros and cons to each. I'm not going to try Claude or anything else. Shut up. I'm literally a financial programmer. This is what I do for a living. The guy who founded Replit was an avid Shkreli stream watcher.